Hi, everybody. Today I'm doing my third in a series of 4 tastings, courtesy of my friend Bourbon Barry. Bourbon Barry, thank you again so much for these samples. I'm having a great time with this. And to everybody, if you're not following Bourbon Barry, you definitely should. I'll give you one reason alone. There are so many reasons, but I'll just give you one right away. Science Saturday. Love it. Always learn something new. It's a totally different take on whiskey, bourbon, spirits, and you actually really learn something. He is extremely knowledgeable, and just all his content is just super. So definitely follow Bourbon Barry, and again, thank you for this. So today, the sample we're going to be reviewing is this one right here, Oak and Eden Bourbon and Honey, 114 proof. Now, basically, just to give some background, Oak and Eden is, in my view, one of the more innovative brands out there in terms of whiskey and spirits in general. There's a lot to this, but basically, one of the central features of this is an oak spire that is placed in the bottle that completes a finishing process in the bottle as opposed to prior to the liquid being put in the bottle. That's, to me, quite unique, and that's what makes this brand unique on its own. Now, there's two parts to it. There's some expressions you can get ready-made. Basically, some of the terms for it are they have an infused whiskey, they have finished whiskeys, inspired whiskeys, some of the names of it. And it's basically either a bourbon. What it is it's there are bourbons, there are ryes, there's a 4-grain expression, there's a wheated expression, and basically there's some, basically you choose the one you want, just like with anything else. I believe they're all aged at least 3 years. Every one of these will have that wood inspire in the bottle. And then you just choose the ones you want, and some, will have a toasted American oak, some will have a French oak, some toasted, some will be charred. So there's various different types along the lines of bourbon, wheated bourbons, ryes, and 4 grains. I think that's kind of like basically it, and there's a whole bunch of other combinations of that in the process of it. Then there's what this is, and what that is a category. It's on the bottom. You can click on it, and it's basically build your own bottle. And I think that's fascinating. As a matter of fact, I actually have something in draft in the cart that I was getting ready to order before I got this, and I'm actually happy that I get to taste this before I order it. I can see if I like it, or if I don't, I can maybe order a different type. So the way it works as far as build your bottle, the way I understand it is the following. There's a few steps. First of all, you choose your proof. The proof is either 90 proof or 114 proof. This is 114 proof. That was the proof I was going to order as well. So once you choose your proof, then you have to choose your whiskey. And then the whiskey is, it's bourbon. As I said, it's bourbon, 4-grain bourbon, rye, or wheated bourbon. So this one is a bourbon. Next step, you choose the spire. It's American oak or French oak. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is American oak or French oak. Bourbon Barry, you can let me know that. But that's not going to change anything as far as what I'm going to say as follows here. So you choose the spire. And then the last thing is whether you want to infuse the spire. You can just take the spire as is, or you can infuse it with such things as an example of a coffee, honey, and that's what this is right here. This spire is infused with honey. They also have vanilla, maple syrup, and there's a few other items. So basically, that's the point that this is ordered. So this is a bourbon, and it is infused with honey, and it is 114 proof. So that's all the facts, basically. I'm going to pour this in a glass. I'm very interested to see how this tastes. So let's get in the glass and see how it goes. So you got this poured in a glass. And by the way, I'm just going to keep saying this over and over again. I don't care how many times. I absolutely just love these sample bottles from Bourbon Barry. These are their monogrammed sample bottles from Liquid Ministry. And again, this was a 2-ounce filled with 2 ounces. We're doing a 1 ounce tasting here. You can see it's now filled to the 1 ounce line. I just think it's a really classy, and then these pieces of paper come with it where you can write the sample down, easily see it as you're looking down on it. It's just a very cool bottle. I'll definitely have to look into ordering these. Again, this is from Liquid Ministry. So basically, kind of looking at the color, I'd say medium. I'd say it's a medium color, slightly on the dark side, not too dark, but not too light either. I'm wondering if some of the Maybe honey infusion is giving it that color, but no way to know that. Let's give this a nose. Well, right away, I mean, I don't know if I didn't see the word honey on there, if I'd say this, but I do smell a very subtle honey smell. Obviously, that I would assume that's from the infusion. Now, as far as the bourbon, I'm not sure of the specific makeup of the bourbon, how much rye is in here, but I do smell some rye. I mean, some rye, I don't smell some spice, I meant, which indicates there is some degree of rye. I don't know the percentage, but it's just a very pleasant smell, but I am getting a heavy note of honey. So let's get right into the taste. Cheers. Well, that is definitely a honey taste to that. It's quite good. This is quite good. I definitely feel I do feel that coming down. It's 114 proof. It's moderate proof. It's nothing crazy high, but it's a decent proof. I definitely would have ordered this. I figured it's a little bit more, a little bit more money. It's not that much more. I just figured for the difference, I wanted the 114 proof versus the 90. This is the 114 proof. This, I got to be honest with you. The funny thing is, the one that I was going to order, I think is. It may be exactly this. The only difference, again, you could let me know, Bourbon Barry, which spire this is, if it's American oak or French oak. I didn't think to ask you before, but I don't recall which spire I had in there. But the interesting thing is, I do know we did a little review not too long ago on French oak, how the blue note that was in the finished toast oak. There was something in that reminded me of the Maker's 46, which is finished in French oak staves. This is a spire. It's very similar to a stave. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to go on a limb. I'm wondering if this is French oak in here, but I think it's a very nice taste. Decent proof. I do taste the honey. I do taste vanilla in here. Maybe even a little caramel. This is, I mean, some classic bourbon taste, some bourbon tasting notes. Definitely taste the honey in this. I think this is very cool. And I also know that, I'm not sure if I saw this on a video, I forgot where I saw this, but the spire that's in there, how long is the finishing process? I think there's a set amount of time that spire works, and then the finishing process for that, whatever that spire is doing to finish it in the bottle, as opposed to before. But it's finishing it in the bottle, but I don't think this goes on indefinitely. I think there's a set amount of time, and then I just think it stops. And I did read that, I'm pretty sure you can leave that spire in the bottle. Like basically after it's done, just leave it in there. I don't think it does any harm. It doesn't do anything. I think it has a set amount of time to finish it, and then it's done. So I think this is quite good. One more taste. It's a lot of taste for a 1 ounce pour, but I think we finished the 1 ounce pour. This is very good. I definitely taste the infusion of the honey. So that makes me think, if honey's not your thing, the other ones, for instance, coffee, vanilla, maple syrup, I can imagine that those would tilt and enhance that flavor in there. And I think it's probably, if you like this and maybe different combinations to try, or even try a ready-made one, this is a good one. This is definitely a good one. Bourbon Barry, thank you very much. I think I'm going to fill out the cart now and finish that order. Much appreciated, and we'll finish up the last one in the next review. Thanks again. Take care. Cheers.